Poulan Pro 335 54cc 16-inch bar. That was the Dolmar PS-540. That was the Makita DCS 540, made by Dolmar, of course. Hello, fellow chainsaw enthusiasts. Today we have the 54cc open port cylinder comparison. First up is a Poulan Pro 335. Next one's a Dolmar PS-540. And finally we have a Makita DCS 540. I've had the Poulan here for quite a few years. I don't even remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't much. $125, somewhere's in there. This saw runs really good. The only thing I've done with it is put a new set of fuel lines on it. 16-inch bar, 325 chain, 50 gauge. This is Oregon LPX chain, full chisel. Next up is the Dolmar. I paid $75 for this saw. Its compression was very, very low. It only had about 90 pounds of compression. So I just rebuilt it using an LRB piston. I only ran it just a little bit, maybe about 5 minutes yesterday, just tuning it up. Running it a little bit rich. Got it tuned for about 10,800 RPM. Checked the compression this morning on it. I had 135. Never did check the compression on the 335 here. I checked it with the tack today to see where it was, and it's pulling about 12,500. Next up is the little Makita, which is actually the same identical saw to the Dolmar PS-540, other than just being painted the bluish green color. Picked this one up a little while ago. It was in such great shape. It's almost like new. You can see the muffler still has paint on it yet. This one when I tested compression was at 150. I checked it with the tach out here, 10,000 or 11,500 RPMs it was pulling. This one surprisingly is set up to use a 3/8 chain. So I got the little Oregon 16-inch aluminum core bar on it. Balances out really nice. Oregon LPX chain. And as for the 540 here, this is a 325 setup on this one. That's how the sprocket was set up. Old total bar. This is running Carlton chain, 325. Give a shot at the Makita from the other side. Like I said, this saw was just in excellent condition. Runs nice. That VersaCut bar balances it perfectly. I think on a saw of this class, 16-inch bar is plenty long. They balance nice, they're easy to handle. Anything bigger I'm cutting, I'll be cutting with a 60cc saw anyway. Here's a shot of the Dolmar. Seems to be running good. A little bit of work to it. New piston, like I mentioned. Carb kit. Need a new fuel line. It shrunk and wasn't fitting tight in the tank. Usually that's a problem you see on the 10 series McCullochs, but this one had it too. The line wasn't split or anything. It was shrunk and loose. Treated it to a new air filter. This completes the collection of these small frame Dolmars for me. I have the 109, the 110, the 111, a 115i, and I needed a 540. So I found this one and picked it up actually a few years ago already. This looks nice and clean now. I should have had a before picture of it. It was the filthiest, dirtiest saw that I've came across in a long time. The people were using drain oil in it for the bar oil. And combination with that black oil with the sawdust packed in there probably for the last 15 years. It was just a mess. I spent more time actually cleaning the things on here than I actually did rebuilding the motor. A little shot of the Poulan. This is one of my favorite saws. I picked up another one that's on my bench right now, torn down. Need a new piston put into it. Excellent saw. Another one of good handling. Nice thing about these saws is they have a good power for cutting, and it's still fairly lightweight. I got the weights written down on my cheat sheet here. I weighed them with the bars and chains on, but the oil and gas tanks drained out. For the Poulan Pro 335, 14 pounds, 8 ounces. Dolmar, set up with the 325 chain, came in at 13 pounds, 11 ounces. And the Makita here, with the 3/8 setup on it, even with the lightweight bar, was a little bit more, at 13 pounds, 14 ounces. So basically 3 ounces more for the bigger chain. How will it affect the cutting performance? I'll have to time the videos at home and see how they came out. This guy's got plenty of power though to pull that 3/8 chain. Dolmar here, like I said, it's running good. I'm running it a little bit rich, breaking it in. Hopefully the compression comes up on it. I went with the LRB piston because that can be had for less than $40 with shipping. If I wanted a real Dolmar piston, That was some crazy price, like $127.99 or something, plus shipping on top of that. I only paid $75 for the saw. I'm not going to spend $127 for a piston. Poulan here is a nice, light, modern design. It's had the magnesium crankcases and everything on it. Kind of one of the last of the real actual professional Poulans before they started making this plastic homeowner stuff. Interesting setup on it. The carburetor is back here in the airbox fuel tank rear handle unit, very much like a steel does it. Meanwhile, the Dolmars, I built what I call along the Husqvarna pattern, where the frame is back here, carburetor and everything is under here, and that's all separate from the fuel tank handle then. Chain brakes on these guys, no chain brake on the Poulan, which doesn't bother me though. You just have to be careful what you're doing with your tip of your bar. Piece of wood we were using is that guy there. At the widest point, that's 16 inches, but the average size of it is right around 13. Hard maple. So just kind of an interesting little comparison here between saws at the same displacement, open port cylinders. I'll have to time them up and see how they do. Hope you enjoyed the video.